Yes, brother. Let's talk about this. The culture shock of moving from the city to Long Island when you were a kid, man. Like, that's...
Yeah.
People don't... I'm glad you're speaking on that because, like, I'm going to let you talk, then I'm going to tell my story.
Yeah, so, you know, growing up in the city is totally different. And one reason why I was a culture shock was because, for the most part, you typically you don't see white people unless they in a authoritative position. So me moving to Long Island to where my neighbors are majority white, in a sense, kind of messed me up. And the simple fact, can't walk to the corner store, that messed me up. I felt like my dad was punishing me for moving out there. But you know, that was just me being young-minded at the time and not realizing my father was putting me in a better position to live a better life.
That's
fine.
No, I mean, I always feel like, so it was tough for me because when I first moved to Long Island, my grandfather would pass when I first started 6th grade, so that was like traumatic for me. And living in where I was in Queens in the Bronx is like right there. So I'm used to being able to get to both of my grandfathers lived in the same Marble Hill projects. So like that housing was like really big for me, and it's right there. And so we moved to Long Island. It was like an hour away from the family. But like when I went to college, it used to be like such a headache because I used to try to tell them like I'm not from the Hamptons, like I'm from the city in Long Island, and just try to battle that dynamic. But
yeah, that is true.
But I also think, man, being from the city and then moving to Long Island as a black person in particular, man, it kind of gives us like a step up, though. Because like you kind of say, you went from only seeing white people in authoritative positions to like your next door neighbors and your classmates. So as you ascend, you have that socialization.
Not even just that. It helps you learn how to code switch. As black men, we have to code switch, and it's sad that we have to do that. But how we are around each other, we can't be the same around white people. For the simple fact, we look like a threat. You know?
And as we talk, man, we've kind of become sometimes a threat to each other, man. If you look at some of the modern day imagery, man, on how black men are starting to present themselves.
Yo, you breaking up. I can't hear you. You're very low.
This is better?
Yeah,
that's yeah, what's up with the mic? Yeah, I was saying, like, when we was younger, it was a thing where, like, white ladies going
turn it down just a little bit. Yeah.
Snatch your purse, cross the street, it's still up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this mic is crazy.
Yo, believe me, I used to have a bunch of studio equipment. I know how that shit go, bro.
I'm just learning it, and I'm learning it on the fly, so.
Oh, nah. Matter of fact, when we done with this, I'll show you some things.
Okay, definitely.
You gotta go to Sam Ash or Guitar Center, and you'll be right where you need to be.
I mean, nowadays, man, with AI, Amazon's.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yo, you're right. I've been locked up 14 years. I had to do the groundwork, really. I like to go see what I'm buying. But nowadays, everybody just order off of Amazon.
Yo, that just scared. You really... So, you said you just... How... For anyone that's listening, how long have you been home?
All right, I only been home... Today's Friday, I only been home 8 days, man.
You've been home 8 days. So the last... So everything that's been happening in the world, you were kind of a part of that.
When COVID hit, I was behind the wall in prison.
Oh.
Yeah. So when people out here would say COVID felt like I was in prison, imagine how a person feels that's in prison.
So it's funny you're laughing because like I want to say something and I don't want to sound insensitive, but like your situation, literally there are like what they call reels, these like short video clips that they put up on social media. There are people that make videos of somebody that they say in a time machine, they was in 2010 and they showing up today and how the world is completely different. But that's literally your experience.
Yeah, it's my experience, man. Amazon wasn't as big. All this AI shit is different. And
No lie,
it's
bro.
crazy.
AI wasn't a thing 15 years ago. We did not think this would ever happen.
Yo, you would not think. Who would think AI will write your resume for you? AI could sit here and write a recipe for you if you ask it to.
Bro, so I'm trying to get like my doctorate. There are people that I compete with that might be using AI to write everything.
Yo,
Like,
listen,
I'm a
I'm gonna,
professor. I tell my students, if you're gonna use the AI, just disclose it. Just disclose it. And if I'm
yeah,
asking you to
just
do something
disclose it.
personal, don't do that.
Yeah, man. And that's sad because now the little things that kids should be learning, they losing, man. I didn't know till the other day they don't even teach kids how to write cursive anymore.
Oh yeah. But they
Yeah,
kind of
man.
stopped that
Like
with us, though. To be honest, like I don't think my little brother and sister got that.
that's crazy. One of my professors was telling me that as a human race, our brains aren't meant to um like write. It's something we developed over time. But
Yes,
that
and we're
technique
losing
of
it.
writing and using your brain to maneuver things around with your hand is good for your brain. So now that you're not teaching kids the mechanics of certain things, they're gonna end up losing a lot of things later on.
I do agree with you. I would only, I guess, just to be devil's advocate and just thinking out there and stuff that's happening because kids play video games. So could you argue that hand-eye coordination would that be replacing the writing?
You know what? That could be, in a sense, the same way. I never looked at it like that, man.
Just something I think about.
And yeah, nah. That's
Yeah.
a shit. I wish I would have said that to my professor to see what explanation she would have had for that. But yeah, man, I'm listening.
No, I was gonna say, whenever I'm in school, I love having a good old debate with the professor. Cause I mean, my undergrad years, I wasn't that talkative because I was still learning. But by the time I went to grad school, it was after years of experience. Are you hearing that horn?
Yeah, I hear it,
Damn.
baby. You and B more, baby.
Yeah, man, that's how JustINSPIRE, man. We try to be real uncut, man, real for the people. People can actually hear this as they walking by, and I think they should. They can get enlightened too, man. This is good information. That's why it's called JustINSPIRE. But nah, I was
Yo,
saying,
listen, man.
go
I'm
ahead.
listening.
Oh, so like
Nah,
getting my first master's degree in higher education administration, I was working with the Harlem Children's Home, and I just felt like, I was doing this work with a passion, but like I wanted to be more intentional. So when I was taking those college advising classes, a lot of my classmates, they hadn't had the hands-on experience that I had. So like when we would talk theory, I would tell the professor, that's not what happens. Like, I don't agree with this. I've already worked with about like 60 students, and like this has not been my experience. And funny enough, she used to argue with me, the things that you were talking about are mental health issues. This is a career counseling class. That's out of my wheelhouse. And I was like, wow. But this is like 2016 we having this. And we didn't really start talking
yeah,
about mental health till like 2018, 2019, and really after COVID.
yeah. Oh yeah, especially after COVID. It seems like the world was more aware of mental health because now the masses was going through it because there wasn't that much interaction with each other. People
Yeah.
realize that, and the same thing happened in prison. Some people realize when they get locked into their cell, they can't deal with themselves, and that's
Yo,
mental
oh
health.
my gosh, I'm so glad you're saying this. Can I ask you something? Do you think it's possible that there was a correlation to what happened to us in COVID to what happens to guys in prison? The isolation?
Uh, so yeah, well, all right. So in a sense, right? Some people say, yo, you never understand somebody until you live their experience sometimes.
Fact, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
COVID offered a lot of civilians who was free, people who never been to prison. It gave some type of insight to how a person is in prison. Some people could deal with it and some people couldn't. And some people break under situations like that. So now you're able to, even though society never thought about people in prison, Because people in here was dying like people out there in the street. But, excuse me, in prison. People was dying in prison like people were in the street. But, we are considered, when you in prison, you're the bottom of the barrel. No one checks for you. No one cares. You know what I mean? Um, Not to say that there wasn't any organizations that were making sure we were all right, but for the most part, society and whole, they was like, yo, listen, y'all did wrong, y'all deal with it. We got everything else out here to worry about. You know what I mean? So as far as the mental health part, COVID, what people went through in the streets is what people go through in prison every day.
Yeah,
So
okay.
y'all society dealt with it for what, 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah, something like that.
So whatever bid you gotta do, the time you gotta do, that's what you're gonna deal with in prison.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So that's the closest I can say to it, man.
So
How
how
did
does
you
it?
handle COVID?
Yo, to be honest, I loved it. I hate to say it like
See,
that. The isolation
not even
is
that.
exactly what I needed to get myself right. Like I got myself in the best shape, physically and mentally. Like the lab work speaks to it. Like I had prior to COVID, I had high blood pressure, severe heart palpitations. Like I was on my way to checking out. Out of COVID, I was like tip top shape. I was moving, fighting trim, like healthy and wealthy, man.
Yeah.
But like I took that time to start reading. I was juicing. I was in North Carolina too, so like I could still go outside and go to the parks, run on nature trails, cause with nobody gonna be there. Like so, I was making the most of it. And my
All
pops
right,
was
so
staying with me too, so I wasn't completely isolated.
yo, so now, but I don't think you realize that tells you about a lot about your character. Because like I said, with that isolation, some people broke. Some people say, I
Mm.
can't do this. I need people around me. But
Hmm.
when you can stand on your own 10 toes down, that shows that you're a strong individual on your own. Some people need people in their life to make them a better person. But during COVID, it made you a better person on your own.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Damn, that's heavy, man. Thank you. I'm supposed to be putting words on you. You put words on me.
Yeah, you stupid. Yeah, you stupid, man.
Man.
Yeah,
So,
man.
what's next?
So listen, man, I'm been home 8 days, man. Trying to get everything together, man. Even though I feel like I'm having a bunch of red tape with my PO. Um, but I figured if I could do prison, I could try to maneuver around her.
Hmm.
So I can't let that stop me. Um, my mom, and I want to highlight this too, man, because I love her, man. My grandfather, I don't know what it is. It's like he installed a bug in each generation to where, listen, ain't nothing better than owning your own and
Amen to
making
that.
your own money. You know what I
Amen to
mean?
that.
So I'm trying to find a way to where I could maneuver my own situation and not have to work for the man. You know what I mean? But also give to others that's either in my situation or even just within the community.
I mean, I think this is probably the best time ever to try to accomplish something like that with this whole internet and social media and social capital, all this. I think there's a way to do it. It's gonna take
Yeah,
some maneuvering and some muscle, but you can do it. I
yeah,
always
that's a
tell
fact,
people,
man.
whenever you have a challenge, just think about this. You've survived the worst moments of your life up until now. And everybody's story is
Uh,
different, but nonetheless, we've all endured some pretty trying moments, and you're still here. So, what about this next thing is so much more hard than what you already went through?
that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's definitely true, man.
I mean, I would tell you, trying to find jobs right now in person. I got 2 master's degrees, man, and I mean, I won't talk on blessings yet, but it's been almost a year, and I'll just say this: I believe in the next 60 days. I ain't about to be rolling in nothing crazy. Like, I still got a lot of work to do to get there, but I'll probably be stable again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got some things in the works. I got decisions I got to make on what job I want to take. Like, I feel like a free agent. I pick it between teams. I got that kind of stuff going on versus scrambling how I've been. And I got 2 master's degrees, and I'm a veteran. You know what I'm saying? So I got all these. I would argue to anybody, I think I did everything y'all told us to do, and I'm still messed up. But nonetheless, man, I've been fighting my way out of it, and I'm about to be back on my feet again. So I say all that to say, you get dealt a hard hand. Sometimes it's your chance to show your character and how you can play the cards, because people who've had worse hands than both of us, it still won the game.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So, yeah, man, that's deep right there, man. That's definitely deep, man.
Had to throw you one back.
So, what's your plan?
My plan?
Man.
I am. I'll be 40 this year, man, and yeah, I'm gonna start speaking things to existence, man. I'm a radical, man. I realize I don't have any children. I don't know if I will, but I know I want to leave behind a lasting legacy. And I think what this generation lacks is somebody that wants to help people more than they want to help themselves. And so I want to be one of those historical people, man, that did things for the youth and men. I want to be like a modern day mix-up between Mr. Rogers, Arsenio Hall, brother from the Reading Rainbow. I'm trying to bring back all that kind of energy and build an army of brothers around mentoring and mentorship. And I'm doing that by just, since I'm a soldier, man, you got to have a strategy, man. So I'm attacking it twofold. By developing JustINSPIRE online, we can create a digital footprint. And a lot of kids are online. So if we're visible online, we can connect with the youth. And I mean, I could talk for a minute about there's monetization that can happen from that for viewership, and we can take that monetization not only to pay for ourselves in the business, but also to grow offerings, like start doing pop-up events. Like, imagine doing pop-up mentorship at the park. Come through, free mentorship, every barbecue out here, get something to eat, and Mr. Tucker's on the grill, so you know it ain't gonna be just no hot dogs and hamburgers. And I'm DJing.
Nah, you're right about that. And you DJing.
Yes.
I like that. Who don't love music, man?
Exactly, man. And you know, like you said, we ain't no spring chickens no more, man. So that's good music you hearing, man. I done been doing this black music thing for almost 40 years now. So one part is digital.
When you said the youth too, sometimes some people get it twisted. One thing an old timer taught me is, just because you're older in age doesn't mean that you grew up.
I'm so glad you said that.
So not only some of these conversations that we have, they are for the youth.
Yes.
But sometimes it's sad to say that guys our age or guys that's in their 30s, late 20s can still hear this same message too.
For the guys in the second childhood. I said, like Nas, second childhood.
Yeah, man. Yo, man, and it's sad, man, because when I heard an old timer tell me when I first got locked up, man, the mental of some guys when they come in is the same mental that they leave out with. So when a guy comes in at 19 and he's doing 20 years, sometimes he leaves out with the same mentality as that 19-year-old because he didn't choose his time wisely while being in prison. You know what I mean? So it took me a while to notice it, like, hold on. I met guys that's older than me, but then why they acting like they're younger than me? Like, you're not the same 20-year-old guy you were when you first came to prison. You know what I mean? And it took for a lot of people to push me and be like, yo, listen, my nigga is cool working out, playing basketball, but make sure you get your education, man.
That's what's up,
You
man.
know
I'm
what I
glad to
mean?
hear they
That's
having
why I ended up getting
conversations
a
like that.
degree.
What'd
Yeah,
you get a
man, I
degree in?
got a degree while I was in there, all behavior science.
Okay.
And even though I'm 8 days out, I was hoping to get right in the semester right away to finish school, but it's looking like I might have to start again in January.
Why not? There are a lot of classes that are going online. That's why you need my support.
Um, because the program that I was with, they offered the
Oh, okay,
class
okay, okay.
free.
Got you, got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, listen, if I can get this bachelor's now or
What are
my
you gonna get the
master's,
bachelor's in?
I was thinking about getting it in psych, man.
Okay.
I'm on the fence, man. It's either psych, but I'm so psyched out.
So
Oh, because the classes I didn't.
let me ask you
I'm
this:
listening.
what's your purpose?
Oh, okay. That's a tough question, man.
It's okay.
When you say what's my purpose, you mean my purpose in life as an individual?
Is that what that means to
Like,
you? Yeah.
my purpose is to spread love, man. Even though a person might be like, yo, how the fuck can you say that? And you did time for a violent crime. But at the end of the day, man, we all learn from our mistakes, man. And my
Brother,
purpose in life to even
it's so interesting that you said that your purpose is to spread love, because when I think of you way back in 97, 96, that's exactly the brother you were. You were this big, jolly, smiling like you are right now, and showing
you
love.
stupid,
That's
man.
exactly what you did, man. And to help kind of curb it, because we can definitely talk about at some point what may have happened, and we can share both on our down on how we deviated from our purposes. But maybe to help us out, for getting the degree, what would that purpose be?
Oh, okay. Now we getting somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that purpose is to basically help others to get through what they're getting through. Because with that degree, it offers me the opportunity to show people like, yo, listen, you think you got it bad? I had it bad, and look where I'm at. You know
So
what I mean? Just how if you think you, I'm
I love what
listening.
you're saying. I want you to be a little bit more deeper, because the reality is, by you being successful, you're gonna do that. But the key to you being successful is having purpose in what you're doing. That's the only way you see it through. If you just take aimless punches, eventually you get tired. But if you know that these
Hmm.
punches are wearing this person down, and like it's playing the video game, when you see the stamina going low, or you just start button mashing because you know he about to be out. But if there's nothing there and you
Yeah.
don't know if it's doing anything, so I guess what I'm asking, is there a position that they're interested in? Is there work that you want to do? Because you talked about owning your own. Is there work that you want to do?
All right. So I know, well, one thing that if I'm going down a path of, let's say, psych, I have to at least get my master's just so I can acquire my own business and open up something to where I can help people and spread the love in a more general way and broadly. So
Do you
I
want
guess
to go back to
I'm
school
listening.
long term? Like, would you want to get a doctorate? You know, only 1% of black people have the doctorate degree. It's less than 1%
That's
actually.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's why I'm getting it,
And
because
you
I
know
got
what's
to be
so
part of
crazy?
that. Go ahead.
And the reason why I say I would is because as much as I didn't take school seriously in high school and
Hmm.
before that, once I started to realize, like, yo, hold up, man. These books are really telling us about ourselves and our histories and who we are in a lot of ways and deeper than we can always sometimes have with discussions with our homeboys. All these psych classes I took, all these sociology classes, I done took classes with Columbia. So where some kids can't even, they like, yo, that school is too tough. You know what I mean? So it made me understand who I am, but it also made me understand who people are around me. And that's why I started to change the people around me and the places that I'm gonna be in the future. So me knowing like, damn, a lot of my brothers, man, don't know that they falling into a trap. Or, yo, listen, this shit seem like sometimes this designed for you to fail because you're not willing to see it through and see for what it is, man. So that's the reason why I say my purpose, I feel like, is not only just to show love, but to also try to give knowledge to brothers who just may be lost. And we have a lot of brothers who are lost. You know what I mean? So now you got me thinking about a game plan and writing a goal list and making sure I get these goals done, man.
As you should. I mean, if you want a platform to reach brothers, I think social media is a perfect avenue to start. You know what I mean? All you literally need is a phone, and you already have this app, so you literally can start recording and just posting stuff. I can show you how to, matter of fact, I can send you a video I sent someone else to show them how to establish an account and upload stuff, and you can use that as a tutorial, and you already have my information, so if you need additional support, I can help you with that.
Okay, okay. I might have to get on your joint out when I slide through B-Mall, man.
Your
I'll sit
pleasure,
on the
man.
stoop with you, man. Come sit on the stoop, man.
Yes,
You
man.
know what I mean? Wow, man, I've been to B-Mall more than plenty of times. Shit, I was thinking of B-Mall Greyhound rides when I was living in Long Island because my mom was living out there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. And my sister went to high school out in B-Mall, graduated from there.
Oh, that's crazy. What high school?
What was it? North. Her school colors was like blue and gray, man. I gotta ask her.
Okay, okay.
Was it? Oh man, I'm gonna let you know.
I used
But
to
yeah,
work
she
with.
graduated. What school you worked at?
I used to work at Blueford, but I know like a lot of the schools in the area.
Okay. I want to say something tech, unless I'm bugging, man.
There is a tech school. I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her, man. But and she went to Baltimore Community College for a little bit too, played ball.
Okay. I
Yeah.
work at CCBC.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm a communications professor.
Oh, you doing good, bro.
Oh, I'm getting
You
there,
doing
man.
good. Takes time, man, but you getting
Yeah,
there.
yeah, for real. You
As
know,
long as the world is rolling.
I was gonna say, like, sometimes, even if things are going rough, I just sit back and think, at 16 years old, if I met me, would I be proud? And I would.
Yeah,
Would.
right.
I would.
And,
Life is
and,
no
and
crystal
shit, I-
store. Shit
and
happens.
it, yeah, that's true. And to be honest with you, it's unfortunate my situation, but I don't think if I didn't go through that the shit, the hardest struggle anyone could go through, I
Mhm.
don't think that mentally I'll be the man that I am now. If that makes any sense.
You know, it makes perfectly sense. That's kind of why I created JustINSPIRE Mentor, and I was thinking one day, like, sometimes I had got into it with somebody, and I think, they made me feel like they were alluding to I was a disappointment in terms of
Right.
all the things that I had tried to achieve, my current status, you should be doing a lot better. And I was like, if everything is going to be looked at based on dollars amount, I guess I could see where you're coming from that. But then I think about when I talk to young men, or when I talk to brothers, in general, just the wealth of experience and like in depth, and even just creative ideals I can give from like going to school, being a soldier. It don't matter if I ain't been shot at or went down range. I'm still very much a soldier, and anyone that's been down range, if they'll come around you, they're gonna tell you the same thing. But mentoring someone else, that gives all that rich value because somebody can go so far off the experiences I've lived.
Yeah.
And that's what lifting as you climb is all about. I've
Yeah, that's a
climbed
fact.
really, really high in this life. You know what I mean? And so when I reach back, I can pull somebody pretty high. And sometimes the greatest gift in life isn't not about reaching the pinnacle, but maybe it's about being a bridge so that so many others can. You know,
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Huey Newton, a lot of legendary people. Even shit, I think even Tupac and Biggie, from what I understand, a lot of these legendary people that we think of, they didn't die rich, but they influenced a whole lot of people, and they sacrifices created lanes for a whole lot of people. And anyone listen, I'm not at all trying to put Biggie and Tupac in the same lane as, you know, Fred Hampton, all those revolutionary brothers I spoke of. Because, you know, I know y'all be in the comments and y'all clickbait, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But
They might be like, hold up, what are you talking about, man?
Man. But if there's no struggle, there's no progress, man. I will send you the video, man. I definitely got to plug my channel, man. But it's a poem in Invictus, man. We are the captains of our fate, man. The masters of our soul.
Okay.
William Ernest Henley wrote that poem, man. He was inflicted with a terrible disease, man. His body was like on fire while he's burning alive in a hospital bed, and he wrote that. He just let the world know, like, despite all the suffering I'm going through, I'm still in charge of this. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the most profound thing a man can do, is be, like you said, 10 toes down and stand in the brimstone and the fire. You know, like, everybody can shine and be proud in victory, but it's about those that can rise and still stand even amidst defeat.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Damn, so who's your favorite, when it comes to, I guess, a revolutionary type person, who's your favorite?
Oh, it's absolutely Malcolm X, man. When I read that book, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't read it till I was about 27, 28, but it changed my life. It changed the way I looked at things. I told my parents, like, why didn't y'all my parents made me read so many books when I was growing up. I said, why didn't y'all make me read this? I would have probably been different in school. I'd have been in the comments like, brothers, come together, brothers. Why y'all arguing, brothers? We must unite, brothers.
Yeah, man.
We should have a black student union along with brothers.
Yeah, man. Yo,
With the basketball team and the football team, brothers, we might as well be presented in the government as well.
Yeah. Yo, it's funny how high school was so. I look at it now and I'm like, damn, I didn't realize, even though I maneuvered in every crowd, but then I sometimes realize, like, damn, our school is actually segregated a lot, man.
You think, I'm going to say this because I've had that discussion with everybody from experiencing Long Island, but being down south and other places. I don't know, man. I think we were
I'm not saying like you couldn't mingle.
Yeah.
But I think about it in a sense, like, if you compare it to the South, it's something totally different.
I've been to schools where there's black, Hispanic kids just starting their own clubs or just trying to get represented. I don't think we ever had any problem being represented at Longwood. I never felt that way, at least. I don't know. But kind of like you, I felt like I
maneuvered. I can remember senior year, I won everyone's friend award at the banquet.
So I will tell you this. In ninth grade, I was the only black kid taking Italian. Everybody was taking Spanish or like French. I took Italian. You know, and I tell my students now, if I knew Kobe spoke Italian, yeah, I would have stayed in that. But anyway, there was this girl. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want her to get no slander or anything. But she was a white girl. I'm pretty sure she was Italian, and I guess I did kind of like her a little bit. We used to flirt before class, and one day I told her I lived in Gordon Heights, and she like screamed like, "You live there?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's wrong?" Remind you, I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens, so I'm like, what's wrong with Gordon Heights? Like, ain't no crack at the bus stops, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit nice out there, you know what I mean? We got a backyard. We don't live in an apartment no more. What's wrong with Gordon Heights?
That's a fact.
But
it ain't
perspective.
Ants now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you only from Long Island, you don't think about like things like that. You just base it on what Long Island is. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so that was like the only time. Yeah, people were really doing this today. It ain't even gonna be this many horns going off like this, but
Yo, that's crazy. Just hope your car alarm ain't going off out there, man.
nah, man.
That's
I
all that
think I get a
matters.
lot of grace like that.
Okay. All right. But yeah, nah, back to the, because this is the reason why I say that, right? I think if I didn't play sports,
Hmm.
to where it opened the door for me to for people to be comfortable around me. Like I said, as a black man, we live like differently, bro.
Yeah, no, I don't
So
disagree.
like, the reason why I said we was kind of segregated is because on one end you had where all the black people hung out, on
Oh
one side
yeah,
of the
yeah, 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 yeah.
commons. Then you had where all the white people hung out on the other side of the commons. And then you had the Dominicans that had their little corner. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We just did
You know
that
what I
and we
mean?
didn't even realize it though.
We didn't, we didn't realize. I didn't think nothing of it in high school.
Yeah. When you
You know
saying
what
it
I
like
mean? Like
that,
I
I
said,
got you. Yeah, yeah, that's. But you know what? People are tribal.
oh yeah, I see what you're saying. They more
Like
comfortable who look like them.
I put it like this, and I tell the guys all the time, we gotta have a meeting one day and discuss this. But like, I'm in a program that specializes in supporting men of color, and we have a large portion of men that come from Africa. And I say
Mm,
they were all being together. They happen to socialize together. They're just more open to each other. And I say, whenever the American brothers come in, if they're not already together, you start to see more isolation. Now, if there's in the whole event, then it's two separate groups. So it's a
okay.
mentality thing. So even amongst ourselves, we'll
Yeah.
still do it. Like if you had a
Yeah.
bunch of, I'm pretty sure if you had 100 of us, right, and you had 50 from America and you had 50 from Africa, but you had like 25 from like Nigeria, and like the rest you divided up, amongst some other popular like Ghana and maybe some other places, they gonna do the same thing, band up a little bit, and you'll have a few that are gonna be social butterflies and just go amongst everybody. But you know
Yeah.
what, man?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the breakdown of how this theory on people, how about 85% of people are just followers, just blind. 10% of people know the truth, but they take advantage of the 85. And then 5% of people are wise and they here to inform. That's what it all
Yeah.
comes down to. And the people that,
Yeah.
along with that, would go amongst everybody, those are the people that probably represent that 5%. And the groups probably represent either that 85 or that
Oh,
10.
yeah. But even to take it a bit deeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at it in that sense, and I did time, and you go to prison, you have to like kind of click up. Safety is in numbers.
Mm.
So the one thing I learned when it came to, let's say, African Americans.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't like that term
Why
because
not?
you never hear a white person say they're European American.
That's a
You
fact.
you made us a subculture by adding African American. Nah, I'm just American. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
Not to say I love. Yeah, we our families is from ancestors is from Africa, but you kind of just said, "Yo, you're not just American. You're African American." A white person would never say I'm European American, but they may sometimes add their culture. Like, yo, I'm
An
Italian
Italian
American.
one would
I'm
say
American, but
Italian
I'm
American.
Italian. You know,
I used
but
to tell
that's
people, I used to say I'm black, because black to me encompass Afro American, African, Caribbean, Hispanics that connect, Haitian, and
okay.
Aboriginal. That's what I always
Now,
thought.
now, stop right there, right?
Uh huh.
You was thinking how I was thinking until I got to prison. And when I got to prison, and this is sad, bro. Let's say you take blacks that's Haitian, you take blacks that's African. And remember how you said earlier that they would come together. They're more put together. I didn't see us as what we would say African American, not look out for each other like other cultures that are black, skin wise. So like, let's say if it's Caribbean, let's say Jamaicans, they click together and it'd be like this. But for some odd reason, when it came to us as Black Americans, it's like it's like we're at war with each other all day. It was hard to create unity in the midst of chaos, man.
It's sad that you're arriving at a reality and you're seeing an experience that I speak about, and sometimes I get so frustrated that if you look at some of my social media and I be venting, that's usually what I be talking about. Like I be telling people it's too much to do that we can do for ourselves if we just worked with each other. So there's two things. I have a theory and I also have a question. So one is my theory. When we first got out of slavery, they said that the rate that we built our own communities and cultures and got on the same line as white America was very, very quick. I always tell people we never talk about that. It's like they always talk about Black Wall Street got burnt down. And I'm like, yes, and I'm not trying to minimize that. I want to have a conversation about how it got established. Can we talk about that? And no one ever wants to have that conversation. And there are people, I hope, that are still alive that should have that knowledge, but we never get anything about how it was established. We don't get a documentary, we don't get a movie. It's always about how it got destroyed. And I think that's the error. I believe that it's a trauma over time, but I almost feel like we were resilient until we got integrated. And after the integration, we lost resilience. Because that's why, if you think, I mean, for me, it seems like all we ever do is we react. We share a lot of trauma, but we don't talk achievement like we used to anymore. And if you kind of pay attention, every circle, you'll have like one or two people that have ideas that want to do something, and they're always pushed down like, that's crazy, that's dumb, you can't do that, you can't do this. People will tell you what you can do before they tell you what you can do.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
But that's only a fact for us though. Others are not like that.
Yo, let me tell you this. And this is what I had to realize while I was sitting in prison, that a lot of people who were, and now mind you, remember I told you it was a culture shock for me moving from the city to Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad part is, even when I briefly moved to Bridgeport, Connecticut, the sad part is that the mainly people who was pushing to help me the most in my life were white people. And at the time, I just looked at it like, nah, he's not doing this off for good favor. He's not doing this because he really wants me to succeed. And for some odd reason, as a young Black man, I really thought that. And as I got older, I'm realizing like, nah, they was really trying to see me win. You know what I mean? And then I did have Black brothers in my corner too, but I don't know why the stigma of a young Black man thinking that, like you said, it's so rare to have people want you to win, that when someone is actually trying to get you to win, you already unconsciously got that out your mind. Like, no, there's no one in this world that's willing to help you. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. I wish I took advantage of some of the people who was really trying to lead me down the right path.
Oh, I definitely had guys in the past that tried to mentor me, man, and I was a little bit more stubborn than that. You know, you just gotta forgive and forget, man. You know what I mean? You know better, you do better. But I will say this, all we can do is be the change that we want to see in the world, right? So any knowledge I have, that's what I pass down.
Yeah, man.
But that's, okay.
I appreciate it.
My question was this, though.
I appreciate everything. Okay, I'm listening.
So, brothers are like hugely present in most prisons. Why can't we just want?
Yo, you know what's so crazy? When I first went up north, prison was a lot different from when I left.
Interesting.
So the reason why I say that is guys were more militant. Guys in prison stood up for everything. Let's say you go up north where they just don't like black people. Let's keep it 100. You know what I mean? And a police pull you out the line and say, yo, get on the wall. Everybody stopping for you. Nah, y'all not doing nothing to him. Now, police pull you on that wall, everybody gonna keep walking. Yo, I'm not trying to get involved in that. Before, it was in a choice. You didn't have a choice to not get involved. So it's weird that these young kids are coming in and they still worrying about what's going on in the streets and not realizing, like, yo, bro, you about to be gone from the street 20 and 30 years. So stop worrying about that. Worry about trying to get home faster. But they coming in and it's a mental health thing, man. These boys are coming in, all they worrying about is getting high and looking fly in prison. I don't get it, man. Because once you go up north, you barely ever see women. You just gonna see a whole bunch of white boys that's about 6'6", willing to knock your teeth out, man. I don't know, man. And some of the realest men I met, some are still in prison, but I'm talking about militant to where it's like, I want to say my generation of coming in prison, after mine, like a little bit after, it's like the knowledge of how you should move, how you should be, the importance of going to that lower library is kind of fading away. And my step-pops told me the realest shit ever. When they started giving us the tablets for the phones and the emails, he said that's the worst thing y'all could have ever did to accept that. And I'm like, why? He said, because all they doing is making y'all complacent. Next thing you know, y'all not going to be working out. Y'all not going to leave y'all cell because they're giving y'all music in your hands and videos, movies you got to pay $8 to see, and songs you paying $2.50 for, phone calls your family's paying out the roof for, emails you got to pay 30 cents an email.
Yeah, I've seen so many documentaries on how they kind of, the military complex, and how they extort.
Yo, it's sad, man. It's all the way sad, man. And, you know, at first I thought it was good for people to catch up with technology in prison. But man, oh man.
Oh, I could have told you from basic training. They take our phones when we first get in there, everybody good. We get that halfway point. They want to give us a reward. Get your phone, call your people, tell them how you doing. These mugs get their phones. They start going on Facebook. Oh, look at my girl. Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, somebody depressed, taking pills. My bad, must have kicked the mic. Yeah, people get all bent out of shape, man, start tripping, because they start worrying about what's going on out there. That's what I loved about basic training. We was getting paid. I was going to sleep like 8:30. I was loving it. But I was like 26, so I was telling everybody, when you get a little older and you do stuff like that, I mean, either you with it or you not, number one. But number two, you ain't worried about a lot of the stuff. Like, young dudes go to basic training and it's their first time away from home. Like, when I was 18, I was in a dorm. Like, that kid, if I was 18 in basic, I might have been different than how I was at 26. Plus, I used to work out a lot back then, so I was comfortable.
Yeah. So, what was the hardest part of the training, though? Because the military is just like prison.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, because I wanted to say that a few times. You've been saying things the whole time that I could, like, correlate about, like the stories about how you come in, you're not supposed to come out. That's like something a sergeant or like maybe an older officer would probably drop on me. But to be honest, the basic training was also easy because I pledged the fraternity before I went in there. And so the process of getting into my fraternity was physical enough that whatever they were going to do outside of some extreme things, obviously, like, you know, with 16K ruck march, you ain't never going to forget that with no 80-pound ruck on your back. Let me promise you that, brother. You will never forget that.
You breaking up.
How am I now? I'm good. Are we good? Are we good?
No, the mic is all right. Now I got you. It was
Okay.
lagging for a little bit.
Okay, got you.
We good though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, rappelling a wall, and I mean, there's definitely stuff that you're gonna do in the military that's real. But like the physical part, like getting screamed on and all that, my mind was ready because I just got done pledging like a couple years prior, so I wasn't tripping on that. Like I told them in basic training, can y'all put your hands on me? Nah, they can't put their hands on you. They just gonna yell at you and demean you. Oh, so all they gonna do is say something? Y'all rode the back of the school bus, man. You can't hurt my feelings, man. Come on, man. You paying me for this, man. Like, you can't think I'm serious. I love them drill sergeants. The jokes and stuff that they would say is insane. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Initially, when you first leave, I had my fiance at the time, so, you know, I'm missing that comfort. We all get worried. Is something gonna happen? You gotta just learn to get tough and don't worry about that kind of stuff. You got your boys that you meet. He got a wife and kids. He getting emotional. It's my anniversary. I'm always with my wife. You know, stuff like that. But, bro, we get 3 meals a day. We getting paid on the 1st and the 15th. And I loved it. I tell people, you know, if they put a waiver in and I could go back with my beard, shit, I might get me for a couple more years. I'll be basic again.
Mess hall just like we had it.
Is the food good in the mess hall? You said
hell no. I probably only went to the mess hall what?
Bro, the army breakfast is good as shit, boy. That biscuits, that's my favorite meal. Biscuits and gravy. And if you talk nice to the lady, she give you some eggs on the side. So you got like 3 proteins. Oh man. Yes, man. I love army breakfast, boy. That's a breakfast of champions, man.
Oh man.
If I didn't fall in love, I'd probably still be in the military. I tell everybody, I'd probably be a colonel or something, man. I'd have really made something. I had to learn my emotions. I had to learn that the hard way.
Everything happens for a reason, though. Everything happens for a reason, man. Everything is in God's plans, man.
Yes.
So listen, man. Yo, we gotta do this again, man.
So I'll probably edit this stuff out now. Matter of fact, I'll just cut if we gonna rap. But